On a glorious day like this, of course we're gonna come over. We live across the street, so gotta come and enjoy the weather, right?
A lot of folks enjoying a day of late February record warmth, but things are about to change in a big way. Gary details a tale of two seasons in one day, and this unusual stretch of dry, warm weather triggering a wildfire concern for the DNR. We'll hear from them about how you can help limit those dangers. And we're following word of a new ethics complaint against the group that tried to unseat Assembly Speaker Robin Vos last year. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Thanks for joining us tonight. It was a beautiful afternoon, those unseasonably high temperatures, but it will be a much different story tomorrow. A drastic change in temperatures going from the high 60s all the way down to the upper teens, bringing an alert day in the forecast for tonight. With more, let's get a look at your first warn forecast. And Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti on the weather patio for now, Gary.
Eric, I'll tell you, if you're not aware what's going to happen tonight, you haven't been watching us because we've been talking about this for the last couple of days, but a big change on the way. You can see how close we are to severe weather. Tornado watch in effect for parts of far southeast Wisconsin, Racine, Kenosha, and Walworth counties, as well as northern Illinois and the Chicago area until 10 p.m. tonight. That's where the highest severe weather threat is. On high-resolution radar, you can see some showers moving into western and southwestern Wisconsin, a thunderstorm down around the area just southwest of Dubuque, Iowa, that'll be moving into southern Grant County. But severe weather right now is starting to break out across parts of northwestern Illinois. Again, this will be heading more toward far southeastern Wisconsin and northern Illinois, but there's that thunderstorm cell that'll be moving into areas south and west of Platteville over the next hour or so. 6-hour future track radar shows thunderstorms sweeping through southeastern Wisconsin, then a bit of a break, and notice some precipitation to the north and west in the form of snow. We've had sunshine for the morning. Clouds are starting to develop. The storms in a line across parts of northern Illinois will be sweeping northeastward. High temperature here in Madison, we actually did hit 70 degrees. That not only is a record for the day, it's the warmest temperature ever in the month of February and the warmest temperature ever in the meteorological winter in Madison. December, January, and February, we've never had a 70-degree high temperature. Janesville was in the mid-70s, and right now temperatures are still in the mid-60s, but you can certainly tell where that cold front is. Madison at 66, temperatures in the 30s across southeastern Minnesota and eastern Iowa. But here in Dane County, 66 degrees right now in Middleton, 67 degrees in Wanakee. Then those temperatures crashed tonight. They dropped by over 50 degrees. We could see up to an inch of snow, and that will lead to icy roads. So we have that first warn weather alert day in the forecast for that big drop in temperatures. Already you can see it this evening. Temperatures going from the lower 60s at 6 p.m. to the lower 40s by 10 p.m. as a few showers eventually will change over to snow overnight. More on the timing of that in just a few minutes.
All right, Gary, and with this cold winter blast coming, stay up to date on the weather with your first warn forecast weather app. Hourly forecast road conditions, latest radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC weather. Although we are seeing these bitterly cold temperatures tomorrow, the conditions have created a high fire danger in Wisconsin. Check out the DNR fire danger map. Nearly all of the state in yellow, meaning wildfires could start and spread more easily, making it more difficult to contain fires in these conditions. We saw a similar scene last spring and summer where in early April, a large wildfire near Fort McCoy burned nearly 3,000 acres, damaging at least 4 buildings and forcing some residents to evacuate from their homes as the conditions worsened. An investigation in September later found that a prescribed burn did not cause that wildfire, but that wasn't the only large wildfire we saw around Wisconsin. In Waukesha County, southeast of Coloma, a fire burned an estimated 730 acres. This was in July, injuring 8 firefighters and destroying 3 primary buildings and 17 smaller structures. That blaze was started by someone who had been burning pallets, and it got out of control. Now, over the past weekend alone, the DNR responded to 15 wildfires burning nearly 30 acres. Our Catherine Merck joins us live with more on the current conditions out there and some guidance from the DNR here. Catherine?
Eric, as Gary was telling us earlier, it is beautiful outside right now. I barely even need a jacket, and these conditions are very atypical for the winter time. And that atypical winter we've had is now going to likely create an atypical fire season based on some of the conditions that I'm seeing in front of me right now and throughout our area. Take a look. A ranger with the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources told me that the forecast for the early part of this week indicates warm temperatures, low humidity, and breezy conditions. And so on windy, dry days, embers from any fire, especially burn piles and campfires, can easily escape control and cause a wildfire if not properly put out. The ranger that I spoke with says the dry winter caused an early start to fire season. Take a listen.
It is a little out of the ordinary, and this winter has been tough with the lack of snow cover that we received. over much of the state.
So based on what that ranger told us, we compiled the top 3 ways the DNR is telling people to avoid the dangers right now. Stop outdoor burning until conditions improve. That's number 1. Number 2, operate equipment like chainsaws, off-road vehicles, and lawnmowers early in the morning or late at night, and that's to avoid sparks at peak burn hours. And number 2, secure dragging on trailer chains to make sure that you avoid making a spark. So far in 2024, the DNR has responded to over 50 fires burning 160 acres. And just to provide some perspective here, this year so far, the 10-year average, this is comparing those previous numbers, the 10-year average is 3 wildfires burning 2 acres. So those are some drastic numbers that we're looking at right now, and we want to make sure that you're safe out there. Reporting live in Madison, I'm Catherine Merck, News 3 Now.
Catherine, thank you. A trial for one of the 2 men charged in a deadly shooting on Madison's east side last summer is now underway. 32-year-old Devontae Gafford is facing several charges, including first-degree intentional homicide as party to a crime. The charges stem from a July 13, 2023 shooting at the Harmony Apartments that killed 20-year-old Devon Grant. Madison police say they found more than 60 shell casings at the scene. Gafford was taken into custody in Milwaukee by U.S. Marshals in August. He was one of the 2 men arrested connected to that shooting. Trial expected to wrap up on Thursday. Well, today the Green Bay Packer community is mourning the loss of Cherry Starr. She's the widow of Packers legendary quarterback Bart Starr. Cherry passed away. The 2 first met while in high school in Alabama. They lived there for some time until moving to Green Bay. The 2 soon became involved in the community, volunteering for the Rawhide Youth Services, helping improve the life of teenagers. Later, she devoted several decades to raising money for cancer research following the death of Vince Lombardi. That work continues today through the Starr Children's Fund. Cherry Starr was 89 years old. At the Capitol, a new ethics complaint has been filed against members of the group trying to unseat State Assembly Speaker Robin Vos. Our political reporter Will Keneally joins us with more. Will?
Well, last election cycle, a group of Republicans ran a primary campaign against the state's Assembly Speaker. Now, this complaint alleges that some of the officials supporting that campaign worked to steer money to the campaign, breaking campaign finance laws.
I want the people to be able to choose.
Back in 2022, Adam Steen was the standard bearer for a group looking to oust Assembly Speaker Robin Vos, challenging him in the Republican primary for that Racine area district. A new complaint by the state's Ethics Commission alleges Steen's campaign and those supporting him, including a Trump fundraising committee, broke state campaign finance law. So if you want to donate directly to an Assembly campaign, you have a limit of $1,000 you can give. If you give to a county party, you can donate as much as you want, and they can donate an unlimited amount to candidates. But to use this to skirt around campaign finance law is illegal.
It allows for these deep-pocketed individuals to be able to take their money. You can max out just as an individual, but then you can go ahead and just railroad money to the parties and through a variety of different committees.
The complaint says campaign backers were told to donate to the Langlade County Republican Party and put 63 on the memo line. That signaled to the county party to return that money back to Steen, who is running in the 63rd Assembly District race. An analysis by WISCPolitics.com found more than $44,000 was routed to the Steen campaign through Langlade County.
You can basically reroute the way in which money gets flooded into some of these elections. And so now you see outside money being poured in through committees, through certain coordinated campaigns.
Now, the ethics complaint asks local district attorneys to investigate the campaign finance allegations and actually recommend some charges against a notable Vos critic in the state assembly, as well as Steen and that Trump fundraising committee. All
right, Will, thank you. Today, U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin spoke out about the recent Alabama ruling on reproductive health, mainly the need to protect in vitro fertilization nationwide. Senator Baldwin says this ruling stems from last year's overturn of Roe v. Wade, taking away women's reproductive rights across the nation.
Exactly what we have been warning about has sadly become reality for millions, and the consequences are nothing short of dire. Millions of women have been stripped of their rights and become second-class citizens.
Last month, Senator Baldwin and other senators introduced the Access to Family Building Act, which would protect the right to access in vitro fertilization and other assisted reproductive technology. Meanwhile, the Republican businessman running against Tammy Baldwin says he supports IVF. A spokesperson for Eric Hovde's campaign says the U.S. Senate candidate supports in vitro. This after GOP leaders encourage Republican candidates to reject efforts to restrict IVF. Just ahead, brace yourselves for a wild dip in temperatures after this warm stretch. Gary fills us in on the complete details. And Macy's with a major announcement regarding the closure of many stores. What does it mean for the entire retail sector? We'll have that story next. And Tuesday, trading on Wall Street, the Dow falls another 97 points. The NASDAQ gains 59, S&P 500 up just over 8. And we'll be right back.
I'm Megan Tim, Director of Community Health at SSM Health. You may know us as healthcare providers, but we live here too. And as good neighbors, we know our community thrives when we take care of each other. That's why SSM Health and News 3 Now are sharing the keys to health. Watch for our expert information and advice on air, online, and at fun local events. Join SSM Health and News 3 Now, and together we'll unlock a healthier community by taking time for kids.
Is that dishwasher running?
Yeah.
Wow.
Criteria, ready when you are. Get this gas range for $618.55 after 11% off.
Save big money at Menards.
This is me, and this was my stubborn body fat. My name's Adrian, and Sonobello changed my life.
Sonobello is America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, and they permanently removed my body fat in just one visit.
After having 2 kids, my body, it changed a lot. I tried everything to lose the fat, but nothing seemed to work.
Sonobello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, back, chin, and more.
I've seen such dramatic results. My tummy is gone, my double chin is gone, and my hourglass shape is back. This was the mommy makeover that I deserved.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-888-357-3263 or go to sonobello.com.
Watch the Bucks on broadcast TV when they battle with the Bulls on your new local home for select Bucks games. Don't miss a second of the action as the Bucks head to the Windy City to tip off with their interstate rivals. It's a battle on the border. Bucks, Bulls on your new local home for select Milwaukee Bucks games. Friday at 9 on Television Wisconsin.
Scattered thunderstorms earlier this evening will give way to a big fall in temperatures and perhaps some snow overnight. At 6, I'll let you know how cold it'll get.
And discover how Beloit is tackling the housing crisis while revitalizing its downtown. That's tonight on News 3 Now at 6, moving forward.
From damaging drought to catastrophic flooding and severe storms in every season, the News 3 Now First Warn Weather Team gives you a deeper understanding of Wisconsin's ever-changing weather with special reports that go beyond the barometer. Only on News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 5, moving forward.
Welcome back. Macy's has announced the closure of roughly 150 of its namesake stores over the next 2 years, calling the impacted locations, quote, underproductive. News 3 Now's Kyle Pozorski explains how it's being seen as a part of a broader shift here in the retail sector. Kyle?
While we don't know if the Macy's at the Hilldale Shopping Center will be one of the stores closing, UW-Madison professor of consumer science Cliff Robb tells me it indicates a large-scale labor concern amongst some of America's biggest businesses. Well, Macy's says as a new brand strategy, their least productive stores will soon shutter as the company focuses on simplifying and modernizing their end-to-end operations.
Retail in general is struggling with the balance between brick and mortar and online service and how to optimize that balance.
And that's cause for concern for businesses as they try to navigate a post-pandemic and inflationary marketplace by slimming costs.
That hurts a lot of employees, and it potentially hurts some of the customer experience.
Rob tells me that Macy's goal to simplify now is likely due to continued labor shortages seen across the U.S. It's in contrast to the past 4 years with businesses seeing a drop in demand brought on by inflation and supply chain problems associated with the COVID-19
COVID-19 pandemic. But now,
and I do think we're starting to see a little bit more concern around labor market stability.
He continues telling me that the industry's shift away from brick and mortar is, of course, bad for people who may find themselves out of a job, but it's something businesses will continue to deal with in their goals to increase productivity.
You have a whole store that's fully staffed, and if you're not seeing enough foot traffic in some of those stores, you can kind of see that's an easy way to kind of get to bottom line adjustments, but that has real implications.
Rob does tell me that this is a bit of a bet for Macy's, saying it remains questionable if closing over 100 stores is the best long-term approach. Macy's, for their part, says the closures will take place through 2026.
All right, Kyle, thank you. The longest sled race in the eastern U.S. has been canceled this year, and you guessed it, not enough snow. Organizers say trail conditions could be dangerous. The annual Can-Am Crown International Sled Dog races were set to begin March 2nd. They're held in Fort Kent, Maine. The Fort Kent area has had about 2 feet below average of snow through this month, and organizers say a heavy rainstorm in the forecast, along with a period of this unseasonably warm weather, could rapidly deteriorate those trails even further. So not a surprise as we hit an alert day. Warm out there today, but man, some big changes are coming, Gary.
They're already showing up as thunderstorms and snow on the same radar image. This is high-resolution radar over southern Wisconsin. Some showers, even a couple of isolated thunderstorms approaching the Mississippi River. But farther to the west, there's snow over parts of Iowa. Now, this thunderstorm cell has been weakening as it pushes toward Grant County. Here's the Mississippi River, Platteville over here. So it's possible some lightning or thunder is possible over Grant County. But this is actually just behind the cold front, so it's in the slightly colder air. Farther to the south in the warm air, severe thunderstorm warnings all lining up across parts of northern Illinois to just south of Rockford. These storms have been developing very rapidly and are producing hail. Some of this hail could be up to the size of baseballs or larger over parts of northern Illinois. So the general track of these storms is toward the northeast. Tornado watch for far southeastern Wisconsin and all of northern Illinois until 10 p.m. But the highest severe weather threat will be just south or just east of our viewing area across parts of far southeastern Wisconsin and northern Illinois. Then back to the west, it's snow. Now, the severe weather outlook, there's a level 3 or enhanced risk over parts of southeastern Wisconsin. First time in history there's been an enhanced risk in Wisconsin in the month of February. The highest severe weather threat is to our south. There's even the possibility for some strong tornadoes south of the Chicago area. The hail threat could extend into parts of southeastern Wisconsin with 2-inch or larger diameter hailstones a possibility, and high wind threats also there. But again, it's more south and east of Madison than anything else. So once the cold front comes through, the severe weather threat will end. Then we turn our attention to the alert day for the rest of tonight. Temperatures will drop off by 50 degrees or more overnight. By morning, we could be looking at wind chills below zero in areas that saw temperatures in the 70s today. It'll feel 70 degrees colder from this afternoon through early tomorrow morning. Icy roads a possibility and up to an inch of snow after seeing thunderstorms and severe weather over parts of the area. Now, future track shows those showers and storms. The first cluster weakening as it pushes north and east, but notice that drop-off in temperatures west of the Mississippi River. The greater severe weather threat comes out of northern Illinois, might affect parts of Rock and Jefferson counties, but more likely areas farther to the east. Those storms will head to the north and east as the cold air starts to wrap around behind the cold front. Notice the wind shift to the north and west. Madison down to 35 degrees by midnight. You'll see some snow showers off and on overnight, although probably not as widespread as it was even looking yesterday. By 3 a.m., we're in the mid-20s. Temperatures already in the teens out toward La Crosse, and here in Madison down to 16 by morning with wind chills around zero. This after record high temperatures yesterday of 67, breaking a record high by 5 degrees. Today's high of 70 broke the record by 12 degrees. The warmest temperature ever in Madison for February, and also the warmest for our entire winter season. So planning your night, again, those thunderstorms by 9 p.m. heading north and east of us. By midnight, we're down into the mid-30s, and then just those snow showers overnight as temperatures tumble into the middle teens by early on Wednesday morning. Planning your night across Dane County, low of 16 in Oregon, 16 in Middleton, and 18 in Mount Vernon. Rest of southern Wisconsin, low of 13 in Camp Douglas, 17 in Baraboo after high temperatures today in the 60s and lower 70s. Tomorrow, much different story. Skies will become sunny, but it'll be windy and much colder with a high temperature of 27 degrees. And the snowfall amounts shouldn't amount to very much, generally less than an inch in areas that do get snow at all. But again, the roads can become icy if they're wet and that temperature drop occurs. We're going to see those roads become icy. Windy but warm winds out of the south Thursday and Friday bring temperatures right back up. We're flirting with record high temperatures Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Some thunderstorm chances Sunday night into Monday. Temperatures not as mild for the rest of next week, but still well above normal for the first part of March. As we take a look at first warn traffic, things looking pretty good right now on the Beltline, I-39, 90, 94 on the east side of Madison, even Stoughton Road moving along for the most part. Right now, a 15-minute trip either way on the Beltline between University Avenue and I-39, 90. Inbound from Sun Prairie to downtown takes you 17 minutes. I-39, 90 from the Beltline to Janesville is 26 minutes. US 12 Middle to Sauk City, 16. And from downtown to Sun Prairie, outbound takes you 17 minutes. That's your News 3 Now first warn traffic.
All right, Gary, thank you. In the market for a new car? Well, Consumer Reports puts new vehicles to the test. Take a look at their top choices when we come back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To your big promotion.
And to your new house.
I know. What? I guess you had to move fast in this market.
Right? Best thing I did was get a pre-approval from Summit. Once I knew my budget, I only looked at homes I could make a serious offer on.
And how's construction going on your place?
1 month left.
Must be stressful.
Actually, no. I'm working with Summit too, and they've been great about answering all my questions and guiding me along. It's been easy.
Whether you're building or buying a home, Summit Credit Union is here to help.
I'm Jonathan Lawson, here to tell you about life insurance through the Colonial Penn program. If you're age 50 to 85 and looking to buy life insurance on a fixed budget, remember the 3 Ps.
The 3 what?
The 3 Ps.
What are the 3 Ps?
The 3 Ps of life insurance on a fixed budget are price, price, and price. A price you can afford, a price that can't increase, and a price that fits your budget.
I'm 54 and was a smoker, but quit. What's my price?
You can get coverage for $9.95 a month.
I'm 65, retired, and take medications. What's my price?
Also $9.95 a month.
I just turned 80 and I'm on a fixed income. What's my price?
$9.95 a month for you too. If you're age 50 to 85, call now about the #1 most popular whole life insurance plan available through the Colonial Penn program. Options start at $9.95 a month. That's less than 35 cents a day. You cannot be turned down because of your health. No medical exam, no health questions. Your acceptance is guaranteed. And this plan has a guaranteed lifetime rate lock, so your rate can never go up for any reason. Options start at $9.95 a month. Plus, you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. So call now for free information, and you'll also get this free beneficiary planner. Use this valuable guide to record your important information and give helpful direction to your loved ones with your final wishes. And it's yours free, just for calling. So call now for free information.
Call 1-800-914-3131 for your free information and your free gift. That's 1-800-914-3131. There's no risk or obligation. 1-800-914-3131. Call now.
News 3 Now and Vortex present The Spirit of Service, a tribute to those who've gone above and beyond in our community. Over the past few weeks, you've nominated a veteran in our community who's making a real difference. Now it's time for you to vote for the finalists. Visit channel3000.com, read their stories, and vote for the deserving finalist. The lucky winner will be announced on March 11th. The Spirit of Service Award, presented by Vortex.
Watching News 3 Now at 5. Moving forward.
Prices for new cars are starting to ease just a bit after skyrocketing during the pandemic. But what are the best vehicles on the road today? Bradley Blackburn went to Consumer Reports to find out.
Can you show me what it can do on the straightaway?
Oh, certainly.
With a turbocharged engine, the BMW X5 has plenty of power and can hug the turns on the Consumer Reports test track.
It handles well.
It doesn't.
Deputy Auto Editor John Lincove says the X5 is Consumer Reports' top pick for luxury SUVs, not only for performance, but also reliability and safety. And it comes in a plug-in hybrid version, which improves fuel economy.
A hybridization and electrification in general really have come on strong in the automotive industry.
In fact, 7 of this year's top 10 picks have hybrid or electrified models, including several from Toyota, the Prius, the RAV4, the Highlander, and the Camry Hybrid, which received the highest overall score of 93.
Toyota ranks up there because they just build dependable, fuel-efficient, reliable, comfortable vehicles.
The Tesla Model Y is Consumer Reports' pick for electric vehicles, and the Ford Maverick Hybrid is the top small pickup. Sales for the vehicle have jumped 118% in the last year.
It has a very straightforward, simple, plain interior, but it's not promising luxury. It's promising fuel economy, it's promising usefulness, and it's promising reliability, and that's what it delivers on.
And it's selling well.
They sell very well. They're very, very popular.
Price could be a big reason why. The Maverick starts at a little under $24,000. However, fans of the luxury X5 Hybrid will need quite a bit more. The base version costs $72,500. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, Colchester, Connecticut.
And today, the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety released its annual list of safest vehicles. And each year, the agency raises the bar a bit, making it tougher to earn the highest rating. 71 vehicles earned a top safety pick for the Safety Pick Plus award from the IIHS this year. Now, to receive the high marks, the agency focused on 2 main areas: the safety of passengers in the back seat and also how well the vehicles could detect and avoid pedestrians in the dark.
We've done a really good job at getting the automakers to improve their front crash prevention systems, both for vehicle to vehicle and for vehicle to pedestrian. They're really making good strides in that area.
Scoring the best, Hyundai, which includes the Genesis and Kia brands, leading the way with 16 top safety awards. Toyota followed with 13, Mazda with 6. The Ford Explorer was the only domestic model from the 3 big U.S. automakers to make the grade, and next year the IIHS will focus on better head restraints to prevent whiplash injuries. We'll be right back. A final check of your First Warn forecast after a short break.
The Big Share is Tuesday, March 5th. This online day of giving hosted by Community Shares of Wisconsin is an easy way for you to support nearly 70 local nonprofits working on social and environmental justice. Donate now through March 5th at thebigshare.org.
Here's your parachute.
Certain it's okay? Are you 4imprint certain?
Certainty matters, so congratulate coworkers or say thank you with promotional products from 4imprint.com.
4imprint for certain.
Washington's proposed capital regulation comes with a steep price tag, and they're forcing Americans to foot the bill. Their new plan will make loans more expensive, increasing the cost of mortgages and car payments. And it will hurt small businesses, making it harder for them to access credit, meet payroll, and run their operations. All while budgets are already stretched by inflation and an uncertain economy. Washington needs to know this capital regulation is another bill Americans can't afford.
A lot of law firms claim to be experts at handling injury cases that involve large trucks. But handling one trucking case does not make you an expert on the subject. Experience matters in these cases. One local firm has handled 25 trucking cases which resulted in payments over $1 million each, and hundreds of others as well. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
Another year of yo-yo dieting? Not this year. Hit reset and make a permanent change with permanent fat removal by Sono Bello.
With Sono Bello, day 1, all my unwanted body fat gone.
These are my favorite pair of jeans that I couldn't even button up.
Look how flat my stomach is. I couldn't believe it was just gone.
I saw the results immediately.
And this is the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
Real women everywhere are transforming their bodies permanently. Sono Bello is not a fad diet or boot camp workout. It's a simple, proven way to remove stubborn body fat permanently and in just one visit.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years. If you are looking for physical results and positive emotional results, please run, don't walk to your nearest Sono Bello.
Ready to hit reset? Find out how you can save $250 off instantly. Call now or go to sonobello.com.
Watch the Bucks on broadcast TV when they battle with the Bulls on your new local home for select Bucks games. Don't miss a second of the action as the Bucks head to the Windy City to tip off with their interstate rivals. It's a battle on the border. Bucks, Bulls on your new local home for select Milwaukee Bucks games. Friday at 9 on Television Wisconsin.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, our Money Watch looks at why you may be hit with higher prices at a major fast food restaurant. The decision tonight by burger giant Wendy's to experiment with surge pricing during its busiest hours. That and more headlines tonight on the CBS Evening News.
I'm Maddie Heimsch. Coming up at 6, how the city of Beloit is looking to tackle both their housing crisis and downtown rejuvenation efforts at once.
And Gary's back. One final check of our forecast, and it's a wild one.
Yeah, storms already starting to approach southwestern Wisconsin. There's live view from the Queen Bee Radio Skycam at Platteville. You see some showers and a few isolated thunderstorms. The lightning just southwest of the Mississippi River, approaching Dubuque, Iowa, heading almost directly toward Platteville. All that cell has been weakening. Farther to the south, though, these storms have been intensifying. They're producing hail. Some of these storms could be producing hail up to golf ball size or larger. But notice the general trend toward the east-northeast. That might affect more of southeastern Wisconsin rather than most of our viewing areas. So we'll see some showers and thunderstorms for a period this evening. And then out to the west, notice the precipitation changing to snow. That's because temperatures right now are in the mid-60s in Madison and in the mid-30s over northeastern Iowa. You can see that is a big temperature drop. We'll see that tonight into tomorrow.
All right, we'll have more updates in 30 minutes on News 3 Now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News.